MTG! Hi, Brad.
Oh, hey Vanessa.
I'm just so excited that it's the weekend, Brad. I mean, like, TGIF, right?
Ah, but not just TGIF.
MTGIF.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the first roughly bi-weekly MTGIF! Yay! Those of you who may not know, I'm a big Magic the Gathering player, which is what MTG stands for you guys, not at the same scene level as me. Anyways, back to business. MTGIF is going to be about Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering related topics, which equals Magic the Gathering videos. So yeah, expect a lot of that every other Friday. This week's topic? White Weenie. It's something that almost every Magic the Gathering player has dealt with. Typically, you either love you some White Weenie, or you cringe every time that your friend breaks out his big ol' white deck and flaps it around, flaunts it, and it's not cool. Alright, so White Weenie is awful, it sucks, it's evil, it's ironically the devil, and everybody hates it, or plays it. But that brings up the question, is White Weenie actually overpowered? To answer this question, I think we need to wait for it. Dig through time. The puns will only keep coming. You really need to take a look back at Magic's history for this. I mean, as Napoleon once said before he was wrong about a bunch of stuff, got exiled to an island and hacked up some black tar in a maniacal fit of abrupt decay. No, I'm serious, the puns only pick up from here. Well, there go all my French viewers. And I'm all the hat and the scarf and everything. I guess the question here is, where did White Weenie begin? Well, I'll tell ya. With about one card, and its name is Savannah Lions. For as early as Alpha, this card wrecked. I mean, 1 mana for 2 power? That was insane! But it didn't stop there. That was only the beginning for White Weenie. White used to be a lot more defensive and evasive, with a lot of defensive cards and little creatures with mechanics such as flying or vigilance. Look at White's color pie. White didn't want anybody getting hurt, especially, well, itself. So it used its ability to control its opponents as much as it could, which is where the law-based aspect comes into White. This is all fine and good, but there's only one problem. White was trash. I mean, they didn't call black, white, and green junk colors for nothing. So, what was the solution for the Magic the Gathering creators to make? Make white aggressive! It's not like before there weren't any White Weenie cards, but I don't remember it actually starting until Lorwyn. Lorwyn. Soon, my sweet. But not today. Lorwyn had the Kithkin, which, although many didn't realize it at the time, was a further step into modern White Weenie territory. Oh, don't get me wrong, I love the Kithkin, and I really think that they're balanced and fit perfectly in the tribal theme set of Lorwyn, but they do have similar abilities to modern White Weenie cards. And this next one? Oh, it's a doozy. Kinsbale Border Guard. 3 mana, comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other Kithkin you control, and when it's put into a graveyard from play, put a 1/1 white Kithkin soldier creature token into play for each counter on it. Yeah, that's fair. This in combination with a few other cards like Ballywog Banneret and another card called Meadowboon really make White Weenie in Lorwyn quite powerful, even if it is like way better than every other White Weenie ever. So Shogun, I hear your eager fingers typing away. Where are you going to take us in the wonderful realm of Magic the Gathering next? I'll tell you. Mirrodin. Scars of Mirrodin. What another fucking awesome block. I mean, we got those awesome swords, got to kill off a whole bunch of Phyrexians, and we even got Karn, who is, by the way, one of my favorite Planeswalkers. Tied with another one. Awesome?
Yes. Good for people who don't like White Weenie. There wasn't.
See, Scars of Mirrodin have Battle Cry, which is whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. In order to maximize this, you need a lot of small creatures, meaning that White Weenie became super duper broken super duper quickly. Check out this next creature, Hero Bladehold. Human Knight with Battle Cry, and whenever Hero Bladehold attacks, put 2/1/1 white soldier creature tokens into play tapped and attacking. Meaning that you get 2/2/1s every time you attack with this guy. Girl. She's really cool looking. To be fair though, a lot of red cards got Battle Cry as well, as long as they're Miron, including Hero Bladehold's other half, Hero of Oxid Ridge, who also looks awesome. So it's only those nasty, dirty, amazing Mirons, right? May I introduce you to Elesh Norn. I don't care how awesome she looks, Elesh Norn Grand Cenobite is overpowered. Don't get me wrong, all the Praetors are. But we're talking about Elesh Norn today because she's white. They even have this card in Phyrexian, which reads, "4/7 Vigilance. Other creatures you control to get +2/+2. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. And in Strange Twist of Fate, it's both White Weenie and Anti-White Weenie at the same time. Weird. So we've already been to Mirrodin, so where do we go next? Oh fuck yeah, we're going to Ravnica, baby. And not the original either. No, I'm talking Return to Ravnica. Simic, Gruul, Azorius, Golgari, Boros, the works. And logically, White Weenie gets a little bit stronger here too. First of all, let's start with the wide-oriented guilds. Selesnya, you're up first. Selesnya got populated, and while it's a pretty overpowered mechanic in its own right, we're focusing solely on the white aspect of it today. Cards like Scion of V2Gazi, Growing Ranks, Wake the Reflections, and even Eyes in the Skies prove that a little can go a long way in Selesnya. I didn't think Extort and Attain really captured the spirit of White Weenie, so I'm not going to include them here on the White Weenie list of guilds in Return to Ravnica. However, there isn't just Selesnya, there is another. Boros. Oh, you. Boros got Battalion, meaning that whenever this creature and at least 2 other creatures attack, X happens. Some prime White Weenie examples include Boros Elite and Frontline Medic.
I lost my medical license.
Magic the Gathering has done some pretty ballsy things before, but that's absolutely insane to make your creatures invincible every time they attack with 2 other creatures. All of them being invincible. It's like Zergo Helm Smasher, but everyone is Zergo Helm Smasher. By the way, now would be a good time to point out that not every set actually had White Weenie in it. Like in Shards of Alara, the main white shard was Bant, which was primarily white and then secondarily blue and green, which had like negative White Weenie because it had Exalted, and Exalted was like whenever this creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1, or whenever a creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. And Exalted could stack, and that's what made it awesome because you could summon a bunch of creatures and enchantments that have Exalted, and they just like all support the one guy who's attacking. They're super strong, and then you have a lot of blockers. I liked that. Most extreme set for last, everybody. Our last and very spooky spot is Innistrad. Innistrad is a prime example of just how flavorful Magic the Gathering can get. I mean, there's zombies, werewolves, vampires, fucking mad scientists who make the zombies, spooky and non-spooky spirits called Geist in Innistrad, angels, townsfolk, and everybody's way freaked out. And it's awesome. But of course, we have to have some White Weenie in the set, so let's start with Angel of Jubilation. 4-drop, 3/3 flying, other non-black creatures you control get +1/+1, and I think it's pretty safe to say the note that if you have a card that costs 3 white mana to cast, you're probably not going to run any black in your deck. By the way, I got new teeth in between recordings, see? Just took them right out of this dead guy's mouth. I mean, he wasn't going to use them. Teeth. Great movie, by the way.
I like to have sex when I'm home from work. She likes to have sex when I'm at work.
And the big girl on campus herself, Avacyn. Okay, so she's like really expensive mana-wise, but she is an 8/8 with flying and vigilance, and also Avacyn Angel of Hope, and
all other permanents you control are indestructible. I'm not going to act that every single time you bring her out you're going to win, because Magic is too complex for that, but she's really good. The hair's just standing up on the back of my neck. Oh no. My broken card senses are tingling. Somehow R&D decided that it would be a good idea to make this thing. 1 drop, 1/1. Whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of the Parish. How did this slide? Combine this with a bunch of other cards like Lead Inquisitor, Machias Lunarch, and Doom Traveler, as well as Unruly Mob, which works fantastically with that other guy. And you have quite the situation on your hands. Throw in a bunch of here and there's like these. Alright, so we've established that White Weenie sucks and that it takes no skill to make a White Weenie deck because there's all the cards already laid out for you and they're really easy to make. But they're actually not overpowered. Black counters to White Weenie starting now. Black Sun Zenith, Curse of Death's Hold, Damnation, Decree of Pain, Dread of Night, Drown in Sorrow, Hideous Laughter, Infest, Harsh Casualties, and Virulent Plague. Blue counters to White Weenie go. Aetherize, Ether Spout, Bluster Squall, Cyclonic Rift, Devastation Tide, which looks and sounds amazing, Dissipation Field, Evacuation, Fade Away, Jace, Architect of Thought, Machine the Mindcade, and Pendrel Mists. In a shocking twist of fate, white counters to White Weenie go. Balance, Island Sanctuary, Light Field, Phyrexian Rebirth, Riot Control, and Wrath of God. Red counters to White Weenie go. Sulfur Elemental. Yeah, that's all I could find. Fortunately, there's a whole bunch of green direct counters to White Weenie. Oh wait, I couldn't find any. Fortunately though, there are anti-White Weenie cards that can be run in any deck because they're colorless. Colorless counters to White Weenie go. Scuttling Doom Engine, Silent Arbiter, Ward of Bones. For 3 mana, last but not least, my personal favorite, Crawl Space, which has been around as long as Urza's Legacy. So, as a final thought, do I really think that White Weenie is overpowered? No, there are just too many counters to it that you can run in literally any deck that you make. If it's that much of a problem, just sideboard them. I mean, do I think that White Weenie is a good strategy? No, I think it's low caliber and shitty. And I think that it requires no talent to make. Or thought to make. But on that note, I mean, it shouldn't be banned or anything because a lot of people seem to like it. It's just not my cup of tea. I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now in the next MTGIF. Bye bye.